It's harder than ever to get the attention of prospects and buyers because there's too many distractions and more noise than ever before. And relying on the same old tactics in the new digital playing field doesn't work. If you don't know how to win in the attention economy, your quota and career are at risk. Have you ever wondered why some sellers are able to effortlessly break through the noise and keep buyers engaged throughout the entire sales cycle? It's not luck or magic. There are specific principles, strategies, and tactics that they use time and time again. That's why they win more often, make more money, and have an almost unbelievable amount of success. My name is Devin Reed. I'm a sales rep turned content strategy leader. This micro course gives you the 5 sales plays that help you pierce through the noise, capture attention, and convert it into pipeline and revenue. Sales play number 1 is make irresistible offers in your cold emails. This prospecting tactic is going to help you book a lot more meetings via cold email. Think about the number 1 goal for sellers when they're outbounding, to book meetings. As a result, they default to the most direct call to action, which is asking for time. Scroll to the bottom of almost any prospecting email, and it'll end with something like, "Do you have 30 minutes to discuss?" Because prospects are bombarded with dozens of these asks every single day, they've been conditioned to expect them. So this email approach becomes noise and doesn't work. Buyers simply delete or reply, "Not interested," instead of taking a meeting. So if you want to stand out and pierce through the noise, do the unexpected. Here's what to do. Change your CTA from asking for time to making an irresistible offer. Here's what it looks like. This is an example from Jed Marley, friend, fellow hooper, and head of outbound at Mailshake. Instead of asking for something, he reaches out and gives something valuable with no strings attached. In this case, it's an email deliverability report. It breaks the norm and does the exact opposite of what most sellers do in their outreach. And that's why it's so effective. Plus, the offer is so relevant and compelling that it's hard to resist. You can create a powerful offer too. It could be a quick step-by-step guide, like the one you're watching now, a copy-paste template that they can apply to their job, or a checklist that shows them exactly how to reach a specific outcome. Remember, your first goal when prospecting isn't to book a meeting, it's to spark a conversation. If you want to get on your prospect's radar and build trust, make a deposit of immense value before you ever ask for anything. That's how you stand out and book more meetings with irresistible offers. All right, next, you're going to learn the all-time best cold call opener that I ever wrote. Sales play number 2 is lower their guard for smoother cold calls. I spent the first 6 years of my career as a SaaS sales rep, and I took pride in building my own pipeline. I didn't have much SDR or marketing help for most of my career, so I had to learn how to cold call confidently and effectively. But I didn't start out that way. After being hung up on, cursed at, and told not interested, stop calling, I realized something had to change. I needed to tweak my approach. So I asked myself, why do most cold calls fail? There are a lot of reasons, but I realized that prospects get defensive. They've been interrupted by a stranger, and once they realize it's a salesperson, they expect to be sold to, which they hate. So after tons of trial and error, I discovered a cold call opening line that works almost every single time. My goal was simple: lower their guard and get permission to pitch. I decided to use light humor to lower their guard, then acknowledge the awkward scenario that I caused by calling them unannounced. My hope was that by immediately showing high emotional intelligence, I'd earn a few more precious seconds on the phone. And just like that, my best cold call opening line was born. Here it is. "Hey Chris, this is Devin from Sellbetter. I know I'm catching you on the fly. Did I catch you at a good time, if there is such a thing?" Tonality and timing are huge here. I deliver it like I'm calling my friend, calm and casual. Then after the pause, I say it with genuine curiosity and a smile so they recognize I fully understand there's no good time for a cold call. This works because most salespeople bulldoze prospects and jump right into a pitch without ever asking for permission. This repels prospects because they feel disrespected when called unannounced and pitch slapped. By doing the unexpected, I went from no's and hangups to laughter and, "All right, what you got, Devin?" And that led to better calls and more meetings booked. Give it a try. You can use what I wrote word for word or tweak it for your own style. You'll have smoother conversations, more confident delivery, and a lot more success. Next up, how to get replies from buyers who ghosted you using an unusual tactic. Sales play number 3 is give wrong answers to avoid getting ghosted. I gotta say, this is straight up my favorite sales tactic, mostly because it's counterintuitive and it solves one of the most annoying parts of being in sales. You're going to learn how to use Cunningham's Law to get unresponsive buyers to come out of the dark and give you meaningful responses. Let's start with context. Cunningham's Law states the best way to get the right answer on the internet is not to ask a question, it's to post the wrong answer. For example, in forums like Reddit, simply asking a question often gets crickets instead of responses. But when someone posts incorrect information, people jump into the conversation to provide the right answer. It's like people can't resist correcting information. I was curious if this phenomena could be applied to buyers who are in a sales cycle but stopped responding to me. If you've ever chased a buyer who's ghosting you, you know the messages are usually a mix of just following up or recycling the same CTA based on your previous conversation, and neither work. So I made an email template for when buyers become unresponsive. It's a small sample size, but it's literally worked every single time. Here's the email template. Hey Suze, are we still pacing toward the live workshop for your team? Usually when I don't hear back after sending an SOW, it's because there's a conversation to be had around timing, price, or scope. Let me know if that's it or if it's something else that has us on hold. Here's why it works. By providing the 3 common reasons why a buyer would avoid me, timing changed, price is too high, or scope has shifted, I make it easy for my buyer to pick an answer. But that's not the real strategy. My hope is that they'll recognize one of those is the wrong reason and respond to correct me, either by picking one of those answers or replying with a completely different reason. Both give me information to help me get the deal back on track. The tone of the email is to keep it short and casual so it's easy to read and reply. I am specifically not being pushy, naggy, or guilting my prospect into replying to me. You can steal this template for the next time you get ghosted. Just change the details to fit your deal and selling scenario. It'll turn ghosts into responsive buyers and move deals forward and build a healthier pipeline. All right, next up, my email template for keeping the attention of busy executive buyers. On to sales play number 4. Use disarming subject lines to keep execs engaged. Back when I was a sales rep, I ran free trials as part of my sales process. And they were critical because a good trial almost guaranteed a closed deal. But there was a problem. It was hard as hell to keep decision makers involved. More specifically, they faded out of the scene once the trial started, insisting they'd rejoin once I had something to show them. Problem was, once they mentally unsubscribed, it was often impossible to get them back. And even on the few occasions I managed to reel them back in, their interest cooled. Then asking for the business was usually met with disinterest. I realized I needed to prevent this from ever happening in the first place. I needed a way to stay top of mind during the trial and get them to attend the trial recap meeting with as much context as possible. The answer? A 3-word subject line that has a near 100% open rate, plus a simple but incredibly effective email template. The subject line is no action required. Hey Emma, sending a quick update regarding your trial. I just met with Brittany and we uncovered 2 use cases to help grow pipeline in EMEA to support your international expansion initiative. The reps are adopting the platform and sharing positive reviews. Next, I'm speaking to Brian to walk through integrations and security review process. No action required at the moment. I'll circle back in a few weeks to schedule time for me and you to walk through the rest of the results. Talk soon. This thing works beautifully, damn near flawlessly. And that's because it does 2 things that are completely unexpected. First, the subject line is disarming. Sentence case, no action required, hooks my reader in because it appears low lift, since up front I'm telling them they don't need to do anything but read it. And 2, my CTA asks for nothing. I know buyers are conditioned to expect sellers to ask for something. Time, money, access. So instead, much like sales play number 1, I give instead of take. Oddly enough, I got a lot of replies despite specifically not asking for one. And the next email almost always landed the meeting I really wanted. Even crazier, after closing the deal, execs would commend me and thank me for this email approach. Give it a shot next time you want to hook an exec and keep them involved in your deal. You'll stay above the power line, maintain deal momentum, and unlock critical exec sponsorship. All right, y'all, the final sales play is here, and it's got nothing to do with cold calls or email. The final sales play isn't about how to stand out, but where. Sales play number 5 is unlock texting to build momentum with your buyers. Let me be clear, you should 100% be texting your buyers. The trick is doing it without being invasive. Here are 3 ways you can start texting your buyers without pissing them off or overstepping. Tactic 1, the intro text. Text the morning before your first meeting. All it takes is a quick, "Hey Sam, Devin from the Reader here. Are we still on for our call at 11? Looking forward to it." Keep it casual and to the point. If they reply, you've opened up a new channel to use in the future. Tactic number 2, the post-meeting text. Text your main point of contact or champion right after a group call with a simple, "Hey, how do you think the call went?" This is a great way to get comfortable with your point of contact. You'll also get important feedback you probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Tactic number 3, ask during next steps. Next time you're wrapping up next steps on a call, say these words. Email is easy to get lost in the shuffle. Do you text? This is going to seem extremely obvious, and that's the point. The answer for 99% of people is, yeah, of course. And then you can say, cool, me too. I'll share updates if that's all right, but I'll keep it light. What's the best number to reach you? Unless they say no thanks, you're good to go. Bonus tip, and this is a D. Reed hot take, never cold text prospects. This is my hot take for one reason: it's too easy to get wrong. In a world of spam and not always the best cold outreach, this could rub your prospect the wrong way. And that's not worth the risk in my opinion. Opening up texting as a channel is the way to box out your competitors, especially during a crowded evaluation. Your buyers are human and have emotions, so don't overthink it. It's all good to text them. And because you've earned the right to a more immediate and intimate communication channel, you'll build stronger relationships and stronger deals. All right, here's what's next. First, you can subscribe to my newsletter, The Content Strategy Reader. You'll get content strategy and creation tips delivered straight to your inbox every Saturday. And if you really want to step up your content game, I just published my playbook, Content That Converts, which teaches you how to stand out, build an audience, and get clients in 30 days or less. That's it for today. Shout out to Sellbetter for putting this course together. I'll holla at you later.